I like big mouths and I don't care who knows it. God, what is it that I like about it? Hmm. I like that the characters actually work off of their emotions and go through things logically. Let's see. I like that the puberty monsters are kind to their kids and encourage them to try new things and not to take, not to take anything too close to heart, but still try. And I like when they tell them that they can take their time with things, like they don't have to be sex crazed deviants. They just have to experiment and see what they like. And I found that all really sweet. Like, I actually think, other than the fact that the male puberty monster has just a bag of dicks, like they're little cartoon dicks, they're not blurred out, they are just so clearly very fat and dick like. And sometimes they talk, because this is a really weird cartoon like that. Okay, like, everyone's like, no, I don't want to watch a bunch of kids going through puberty. That's nasty. Kids are kids. Well, this is kind of what puberty is, okay? It's when kids stop being innocent kids. That's what it is. It's not like on stupid TV shows where they're like 30-year-old adults pretending to be teenagers. No, they're actually kids that go through this disgusting gunk and all that and, first learn what feelings are and all. Like, there's actually things where kids work on feelings. That's really sweet to me. Like, there are a lot of characters, and I actually like all these different characters. Like, even the really mean ones, I think are very funny. Let's see. Okay, there's the first one, Nicky, with the very large head, and his deal is he has not gone through puberty yet. His parents are ridiculously coddling him and really loving on him, and it's so strange, and I kind of feel like he's, I don't know, like a young version of Seinfeld. And I bring this up because even though I've seen one or two episodes of Seinfeld, the show makes references to it, and it's like, okay, I don't know who's gonna do that unless people who watched Seinfeld from 30 years ago. That's a criticism, but I don't know, there's something nice. It's like, okay, not everyone's going through puberty, not everyone's crazy and jacked up on their hormones and fucking and masturbating. I take that back, no one's really fucking in this show. They're really just, touching themselves. It's kind of cute. Let's see, where it doesn't stop being cute. Okay, so Nikki's friend, God, I already forgot his name. I want to say Andrew. Yeah, he gets the hormone monster, and it's this gross, big kind of goat monster who apparently has been around for millions of years. Ha ha ha. And yeah, he's always encouraging him to fuck as hard as he wants, but no, Andrew's a shy nerd, and it's not done to an overly annoying way. It's just annoying enough that it's funny and endearing. And yeah, his thing is he first likes a girl for her personality, and I find that really sweet. And they're both total little nerds together, and they're just holding hands. And for a second, they French kiss in the closet because, they're just at a little party. And at first it's cute, and it's like, aw, first feelings. But then she freaks out because, she's confused and not sure what she wants. And she's worried that she's doing something wrong. And it's a little sad, but, I've seen that before actually, like when I was a kid, so when I was a teenager. So yeah, it's very believable. It's really sad, but yeah, it's there. And then he freaks out, and yeah, it's all very endearing because it's like, okay, these are things people do. No one's absolutely clear. And the hormone monsters, they're trying to give them good advice, but they're not telling them anything that isn't exactly untrue, except for the male monster really, really loves talking about dicks. Hell, if there's a hole in the wall, he's basically Archer, but maybe a little bit more responsible. Yeah, just a little bit. Let's see. Oh, and it talks about girls going through puberty. And I think it's really interesting. There's the main girl, Jess. I mean, she's pretty mature for her age, but not exactly. Her parents are kind of fighting all the time. But she's still pretty cool to her friends. I appreciate that. Her hormone monster is played by, God, Maya Ruffalo. She is great at voice acting. I feel like she never gets proper roles in movies, but I love her voice acting so much. Anyway, Hormone Monster is really nice to her. Like, it's so nice. Like, she encourages her to try on a bra, and even though she kind of regrets it afterwards, she can admit that there were some parts she likes, like, they made her feel a little more confident, and the parts she didn't like how people judged her on it. Like, they judged her thinking, oh, she's such a slut, oh, she's trying to look like something she's not, and she, she was a little bit embarrassed of it, but she admits she likes it anyway. And I think that was very fair. Oh, and there's this one scene where she takes a mirror and looks at her vagina, and her vagina is actually comes off as a really sweet person. It's like, okay, this is not something to be scary or ashamed of. It's just a little body part, and if you play with it, it makes you really happy. I think that's actually really nice. Okay, it's like, okay, yeah, Girls need this positive encouragement to not hate their bodies. Yes, vaginas will do disgusting and miserable things to you every 24 days. But still, you can't be mad at it. It's just your thing. Let's see. Oh, there's this other character, Jay, and oh my god, he's kind of like that party animal, but not so much. He recognizes his own loneliness sometimes. Like, his parents don't really take care of him, and there's some really, okay, the nastiest parts are where he has animated conversations after sex with his pillows and a bathroom rug. Those are honestly the nastiest parts of the show to me, but also shows that the kid's lonely and he really needs someone to hang out with. And yeah, I guess this part where even though Jess kind of thinks he's a doofus, they talk about their loneliness together and it's sweet. So yeah, I appreciate that part. I appreciate that Jess is ridiculous, but also smart enough to be aware of it and he's not ashamed of it. He's just, trying to stay happy as much as he can. So that part I like. Let's see. There are a lot of other things, like the parents in the show are actually really funny. There are a lot of witty lines. Oh, even though I'm talking about the parents, there's one more thing I have to talk about. Poor Nikki, who has not gone through puberty yet, is hallucinating in another way, where he sees the ghost of Duke Ellington, and Duke inappropriately gives him weird advice from the dead. Honestly, my favorite part about that was he said that dead or alive, your problems don't go away. So it's like, okay, deal with your problems now. So yeah, this show is surprisingly well done, okay? It could have been stupid and raunchy so much, but I don't know, I feel like Family Guy really sets up terrible, terrible heights to it, okay? It's more like Rick and Morty in a way, though instead of talking about, crazy alien stuff like that, it goes more to like just people's issues. So I appreciate it. I appreciate Big Mouths. I like the design of the show. I like when cartoons kind of exaggerate on certain features and make things ridiculous, because if it's too real, like some video games try to be, or like really creepy, what do you call that? It's not, like motion capture anime movies, when they try to be too realistic, like how Grindel was, it's just sickening and gross. So yeah, I like when cartoons are actually really overdone, because that's when it reminds you that this is a creative expression from a bunch of different artists. Calling the show a creative artistry is a little bit much, but I enjoy it. I feel like it was really made with love, and people who really wanted to, say a funny joke and actually tell a story about people trying to figure out their emotions. Because a lot of it, yes, the kids are practicing masturbating, but they're also talking about their feelings and trying to, decide, okay, do I like this person enough? Do they like me enough? How does that affect me and my day and my mental thinking for the rest of the day? Like, one of the adults in this show is the incredibly sad gym teacher, okay? He's a guy that was kind of stunted. I mean, his puberty monster's still around, even though he's like a 40-year-old adult. But he's kind of like a happy loser, okay? Like, he has been so malnourished emotionally and mentally. He's like he's a total idiot, but he's also incredibly happy and excited to get the slightest bit of attention. It's very, very, very sad. And still funny because every single moment makes him happier than he was a moment ago. It's an incredibly low bar and it works. So, do I recommend this show? Yes, I recommend it very much. Would I say it's for everybody? No, because not everyone likes the idea of kids not being kids anymore, and yeah, they say dick so much. Like, you can play a drinking game with just how many times they say dick. But I think it's sweet. I think it's a nice approach for kids about to enter puberty, or it's just a nice throwback to when you kind of remember how fucking awkward it was to like know that your body does certain things when you touch it. It's interesting like that. So I like Big Mouths. I recommend it. And please subscribe to my video. Watch it. Or don't. I'm going to try your life, but subscribe.